Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Lone, come back with another poker vlog. Once again, we're at MGM National Harbor playing some 1-3 with the $300 starting bankroll challenge. Currently, we're at $6,091 out of our $10,000 goal. Make sure to subscribe. A lot of you guys not subscribed, about 80-90%. It'd mean a lot. You'd see the videos sooner as well. Make sure to leave feedback about the vlog or my play. Always glad to learn and grow. That being said, let's go ahead, hop straight into the hands. All right, let's go ahead and get into the first hand of the vlog. Here under the gun, we got the 8 of clubs, 8 of hearts, standard open. We're raising it up to $15. Low jack decides to go all in for 53. This is less than 20 big blinds. So when everyone else decides to fold, I have a very easy call. Again, less than 20 big blinds, tons of hand we dominate, like ace rag, lower pairs, and we're flipping against a ton of hands as well. So unless he has a higher pair, we're in good shape. So it's just a mandatory call for less than 20 bigs. So I show my eights. He's like, I have nines. I'm like, all right, we're gonna need some help. Flop is the jack of clubs, 3 of hearts, 7 of diamonds. Absolutely no hope. Turn is the 6 of hearts, so we have 2 outs. And the river is the 5 of hearts. So we lose about $106 pot, a little bit more like plus the blind, so $110 pot to start off the night. Not good. All right, let's get into the second hand of the session. Here in the hijack, we got the 10 of spades, 10 of hearts. 1 limper is under the gun, so I decide to kick up my raise size to 18. We get a caller in the small blind and the big blind, and under the gun decides to fold. So we're going 3 ways to a flop. Pot is $54. It's the ace of spades, 3 of diamonds, 6 of spades. Small blind decides to check. Big blind decides to check. And I have a good amount of showdown value. I don't see any point in betting when only better hands can call me, really. So I decide to check back. Trying to get to showdown as cheaply as possible is the goal right now. However, when the turn comes to 10 of diamonds, my plan changes. Small blind decides to lead for 30. Big blind cold calls the 30. And the board now has 2 flush draws. There's a potential Broadway draw, so hands like queen, jack of spades, or diamonds are now combo draws. King, queen of spades or diamonds. And any of my opponents could also have an ace. So we have tons of hands to get value from. We only have about 175 behind. The pot is now 114 with that bet of 30 and the call. We have tons of hands to get value from. We have tons of bluffs with this board texture. It's super wet. So with middle set, I decide to go all in. Tons of hands that are worse can call me. Unfortunately, small blind decides to fold, and then the big blind also decides to fold. So we didn't get the value, but this was the right play, and I'm happy with how I played this hand. Just unfortunately, my opponents didn't have anything too good to call me with. But still, taking down a medium-sized pot, we're back above the even mark. Next hand coming up, we're here in the hijack with the Cowboys. King of hearts, king of clubs. Folds to me, and we're opening up here to $15. I get 1 caller on the button. We're heading to a flop. Pot is $34. Flop is the queen of clubs, deuce of hearts, 3 of diamonds. No ace. We're feeling good. We got a great hand. But I decide to check here, and the reasoning behind this is I want to protect my check back or my checking range, and there's nothing really that scary on this board. So if I'm going to pick a spot to do that, this is the spot to do so. We can't always bet when we have it, and we can't always check when we don't. After I check, the button decides to check back. Turn is the king of diamonds. We hit top set. We're feeling great. And we got some hands the opponent could have that we could get value from. Maybe he turned a king with king jack. Maybe he had a queen and just checked back. Or maybe he picked up a diamond draw, which we don't block. Regardless, it's time to go for some value with top set. I lead out for half pot about 15. And the button calls. I would have done a bigger sizing here, but the button was super short. He only had about less than $100 to start the hand. So half pot bet here, perfectly reasonable. River comes the king of spades, pot $64. We hit quads. This is one of my first times hitting quads at MGM, first time on the vlog. And what do you do in this spot? It's a tough spot because the opponent has nothing left. This guy, I don't really think he's gonna bluff. I think if he has a queen, he's gonna call an all in. And yeah, I just decided to go all in. If he has a queen, he's going to call. If he has a missed draw, he's going to fold. I think it's the right play. We have some hands we can get value from. Unfortunately, he folds, and I'm like, yo, I got the high hand. If you guys play MGM, I'm sure a lot of you do. There's a high hand every 30 minutes. Today was a mystery bound. I'm like, oh, I have the high hand. And people are like, oh, sorry, dude. It's a straight flush right now. I was like, oh my goodness. And I couldn't like tank to get the high hand because it was only 820. So I make quad kings and I don't get the high hand. Little unlucky there, but it's still fun to hit quads, taking down a medium pot. All right, let's go ahead and hop into the next hand. We're here in the low jack with the ace of hearts, jack of diamonds. Straddle's on, so I'm going to bump up my raising range. I open up to 20. I get a caller on the button, and the straddle decides to tag along. So the pot's $64. Going to a flop, we got the jack of spades, jack of hearts, 8 of clubs. An amazing flop. We have trips, top kicker. On any board like this, though, as the pre-flop raiser, we're going to want to down bet significantly. That's just what you want to do with your entire range. So I decide to bet 10. I think I should have done 15, but I like the idea. After I bet 10, the button and the straddle decide to tag along. Pot's $94. We're going to a turn. It's a good card. It's the 9 of spades. The reason why this is a good card is a lot of my opponent's hands that they tagged along with either picked up equity or made a pair, such as 10-9, ace-9, king-9. They could easily have these hands if they have spades and have a flush draw, and there's a lot of straight draws too. So it's a very wet board now, and I have trips top kicker. So because the board's super wet and my opponents could have picked up tons of equity, I'm going to bet a lot bigger. I bet 90, a pot-sized bet. Button gets out of the way quickly. And the straddle, he's still holding his cards. I'm like, all right, he has a draw. He's probably thinking about if he's getting the right odds to call, right? He's thinking, he's looking at the pot. He's like, oh, wow, a pot-sized bet. That's a big bet. I'm like, yeah. And he's thinking a little bit longer, and then he decides to go all in. And this is a disgusting spot. I always ask myself in these situations, can we beat any of the hands he's betting for value? Because obviously if he's bluffing, if we have any top pair or better hand, we're going to have equity. So that's not even the question. The question is, can we beat his value? And in this situation, the answer is yes, we do beat some of his value. We beat Jack 10, we beat Queen Jack, we beat King Jack. Those are all very realistic hands that he could have in this situation. The only hands we lose to are Queen 10, because they'd be a straight, Jack 8, and Jack 9. So we actually beat more combos of jacks than we lose to. And then obviously the straight as well. So we just got to go with it. I call. And this is about now $700 something pot. Going to a river, I'm just like, low brick, deuce of diamonds, something like that. River, it's not a great one. It's the 4 of spades. And I don't feel great. I mean, we don't beat a lot now. And the opponent flips over Queen 10 of spades. So he turned the straight. And we get stacked. But the thing is, in this situation, you just got to call with ace-jack. You can't fold that. I'm not mad with this play at all. If we're folding ace-jack here, we're just folding way too many hands. Way too many hands. And sometimes you're just going to get stacked. And we made the right play. And it's okay. Sometimes you're going to get stacked. It's part of the game. So I'm happy with how I played this hand. And unfortunately, this time he just had it. Hopping into the next hand, we got the ace of diamonds, deuce of diamonds in the small blind. Cutoff raises to $15 over a limp. And when I'm in the small blind, I personally do a 3-bet or fold strategy. You have the worst position. It's just not a good idea to call hands here. So I decide with my ace-deuce suited to 3-bet to 50. I think it's a good play. It's against a cutoff open, so his range is a lot weaker, and also the guy was a nit, so he's probably going to fold. Limper folds, and everyone else behind me folds, and then the cutoff decides to call. So the pot's now $103, a pretty big pot. Hop into a flop, it's the jack of spades, 10 of spades, 4 of diamonds. So we flop some backdoor draws, backdoor flush, backdoor wheel draws, and there's 2 broadways on this flop. We have the range advantage. I think we just got to go for a bigger bet sizing here, as I would with aces, kings, queens, all of those hands. Ace, king, I would do it. I would bet a bigger sizing because, again, it's a wetter board and there's 2 broadways, so I lead out for 75. And the cutoff decides to jam all in, and obviously we fold. This guy was super nitty. I don't regret the play. I think I played this hand very well, but I'm interested to see what you guys think, and that's really why I included it. Just let me know. We lose, $125 here, so in hindsight, obviously I wish I didn't do it, but I think in the long run, this is the right play. All right, y'all, let's get into the next hand. We got the king of diamonds, jack of diamonds. We're under the gun, trying to crawl our way back to even. I raise to 15, and I get 3 callers in the button, the cutoff, and the big blind. So we're going 4 ways to a flop. The pot is $63. Flop is the jack of clubs, 9 of clubs, 10 of clubs. Big blind decides to check, and I decide to bet 30 as a c-bet. This is horrible. This is the most wet and connected board of all time. I literally don't think it could be more wet or connected. And I have no club and really no draw. And I'm betting into 3 people. Do not do this. This is bad. I was tilted. The cutoff decides to call, and the button goes all in. And this is the guy from the previous hand who I had to read as a super nit. So after the big blind folds, I obviously am just going to fold, right? He's a super nit. He's never bluffing into 3 people going all in. There's no way. But no. I decide to call. And once again, this is a horrible play. Don't do this. This guy's super tight. He's never bluffing. I'm never good here. And now the cutoff's in the tank, and this guy's probably the biggest nit I've seen in my entire life. This guy, he flats like queens, kings. He doesn't 3-bet. He's the biggest nit. Anyways, he's in the tank, and he shows his hand to the table, and he has queens with the queen of clubs. I'm like, what the hell? What is this guy thinking for? Bro, put the chips in the middle. You have an overpair with a straight flush draw. You have so many outs, even if that guy has a flush. You have so many outs. Regardless, he keeps thinking, and he eventually folds. So it's just me and the button now. The run out is, I didn't even write it down because I already knew it was over, but we don't improve. He shows 5-4 clubs. We get stacked again. And this hand is embarrassing. This hand really is embarrassing. I don't even have any words to describe how I played this hand. I didn't want to include it. I shouldn't have bet. I shouldn't have called the all-in. Just do the exact opposite of what I did this hand, and you'll make money. But yeah, we lost again. We get stacked again. We got absolutely crushed this session. Bought in for 600, got out for 0. It's all gone. I don't think the first one with ace-jack you can really get away from. He just has a lot of hands we get value from, and obviously we beat all the bluffs. That's just something we're going to lose on, But with the king-jack hand and just my play afterwards, it was bad. I was tilted. This was months ago. I've gotten better about it since, but it was not good. We did not play well towards the end. We lost 600. Here's the session marker. Bankroll's at 5,491, so we took a big hit there. Hopefully our next sessions help that out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Give me some feedback. Make sure to subscribe. See you guys next time.